Hi everyone from India. Today is Sunday, the 22nd of March, and the city is absolutely quiet. And this is just like a miracle. The birds are chirping, and I can hear dogs and cats, and it's the whole animal kingdom is out there. They're probably wondering where are we, what happened with us, and I think it's just such a miracle. Once in a while I hear a plane that goes by, but it's the earth is healing. The earth is healing, and we are healing with her, and this is so beautiful, and at the same time it's painful. Yeah, it's painful because it brings to our awareness that we have been living in a very violent way. Not only violent to ourselves, but violent towards all other sentient beings, and especially Mother Earth. And she's breathing again, and she's gonna heal us all. That's all I know. And for those of you who are in the nitty-gritty of this crisis, who are maybe sick or maybe have family who has died or a family that is sick, I tell you, hold on to your yoga practice, hold on to your spirit, hold on to your prayers, whatever soothes your soul. That's the place to hold on right now. And that is when we realize that a huge bank account is not really anything, that our Mercedes or our BMW parked down there and we cannot even use it. What's the point of accumulating material stuff when in the crisis we realize we don't know what to do with ourselves? So this is a moment to pause and maybe start just simply realizing that our lifestyles have not been conducive to understand what is the point of our lives here and the mission as human beings, and it's very healthy to question ourselves, and life actually is giving us the opportunity and the time. Time is so valuable. Time to be by ourselves, time to be home, time to be with our loved ones. For those of you who have the fortune of being with your family, time to be maybe stranded in a foreign country. We don't know what is going to happen. All my support, all my love, I'm here for you, whatever you need. If you want to speak, if you want to write me, I'm more than available. This is my way of giving. And again, I please ask you, be careful with your Asana online. I've been listening to many of my colleagues, and not only in the yoga world, but also in the fitness world, and everybody's going online in Zoom like crazy. And today I got a question from one of my students in London, and she practiced before, and now she says, I have the time, I want to practice again, and she started practicing just with a book. Someone sent it to her from India, and she injured her shoulder. And she wrote me, it's very, very sad because she doesn't know how to proceed with her shoulders. Please tell me what to do. And I told her, I'm sorry. The only thing that I can tell you and that I recommend you is to stop your practice. Once this crisis is over, here are the teachers that I would recommend in London. And I just gave her the contact of Hamish, and you go to Hamish and you explain what is happening with the shoulder, and he will guide you, and he will recommend what is suitable for you. But it's very irresponsible to teach asana online and injure people just because we are afraid to lose our students. I'm sorry to say this, but as yoga teachers, yoga is a privilege. We should not depend financially on our yoga. We should be creative enough to have other sources of income, so we don't feel pressure with our students. Our students are like the dessert of our life. They come to us and we are free to give them, and we are even free to welcome people without pain because we love this practice so much, and it means so much to us, and it has healed us so much that we're willing to share it with whoever comes in a very free way, free manner. All these online offers that are happening, maybe, I joined Susanna, my friend from Italy, in one lead practice, because Italy is going through very hard times. So it's an energetic, beautiful way of connecting with people. But to do that every day and teachers that are even holding Mysore through Zoom. I mean, it cannot be done. I'm sorry to say it, but Mysore is a transmission of energy that happens one-on-one, personal. It cannot happen through a phone, it cannot happen through a computer. Yeah, the teacher may be there watching people and saying, you know, move your hands this way, everything, but there's no transmission of energy. And this is a practice that is meant to bring the teachers that we honor and respect and have them move through us. So please be very careful because injuries already happen. You know, this student that wrote me, it really broke my heart just to know that a lot of you are going to get injured if you keep pursuing your practices at home unless you already have a practice and you already have your teacher inside of you and you already know what you're doing. And my recommendation is stop your practice, wait until the shala opens and then go to a teacher. Don't hurt yourself because we're already juggling with so many changes in this crisis that injuring yourself is not smart. So please be aware, and I understand this is also a call to my colleagues to just cool down. The anxiety of your financial distress should not go to your students. Please have that awareness. Ashtanga yoga can only be taught one-on-one live. There's not even an option of teaching privates online in asana, at least. In philosophy, maybe yes. In other type of education. Yeah, one of my friends in New York, they're doing the classes with the kids online, of course, because you have Blackboard and you write and the kids are there. And yeah, educationally this works, but in Ashtanga yoga or in a fitness regime, it doesn't work because the teacher, we cannot see you, we cannot feel you, we cannot understand what is happening to your body. Asana is so delicate and so precise, and we need to understand the muscles and the bones, have an intelligence, and each student is different than the other one. So it's not the time for sure to start your asana practice on your own. You need a teacher for that. If you have a practice, please do your solo practice, which is so beautiful and amazing. And find ways to give to people without injuring them. That would be my responsible advice. That's why I don't teach asana, and I will never do it. And I don't agree with videos because teachers are broadcasting themselves and don't have any idea what the people are doing at home. So to my student in London, I send you lots of love for that shoulder, and wait for Hamish, okay? He will be there soon in your life. You're already connected. The second inquiry that I got today is one of my students in Argentina, in Tucumán, which I know very well and I love very much. And she's facing this issue that she thinks her practice is very slow. And I don't know where you got that impression, but she tells me that when she's in a lead practice in her shala, she's always out of breath and she's always struggling and she's stressed out, and this is a call to the teacher in that shala. You need to slow down your counting. So you take the beginners and the people that have any type of issue with your speed. They are the main important, subjects in your lead class. You cannot teach a class for 20s and 30 years old to a 60, 70, 80-year-old population. Either you separate the groups or you go and hold the most fragile ones first. So this is a mistake of the teacher. Also, if you are in your Mysore class and it happens that you take 2 hours to do your primary series and the girl next mat takes 1 hour, it doesn't matter. That's her. And you take 2 hours and that's perfectly fine. So the teacher needs to wait for you in the Mysore room. And maybe he needs to stay with you at the end. Sherat in his shala, when we are practicing with him, he waits until the last student leaves. And maybe it's just him and 2 teachers at the end, and he waits. Because that's the point of the Mysore room. It's not about making anyone move faster than the other one, or no, each student is important and each student needs to be held with love and care and a lot of patience. And the last inquiry is from Buenos Aires, from Argentina. And she's at home and she has her mat, but she doesn't have a teacher. And she wants to practice. And she's asking me what can she do now? And I'm telling you right now, you cannot do anything. Don't try to practice on your own. Don't try to start a practice on your own. Please don't do that, because you need a teacher for that. You need a teacher to hold you energetically, to hold you in a very responsible way. And that needs to happen one-on-one. And maybe you can just find a space in your home, maybe create a space in your home, and that would be very beautiful for this time of quarantine. Create a space in your room that is dedicated to your practice. And maybe, put an altar and maybe put your rug, put some flowers, I don't know, be creative. And just sit in that space. Sit, close your eyes, and start breathing deeply. And maybe do that twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. I'm going to do a video after this one, and it's going to be about the protocol of emergency for these times of quarantine. And sometimes it means that you practice in your morning and you also practice in the afternoon, because there's so much energy happening in the world that sometimes once is not enough. So these 3 inquiries have been very important for me. I really thank you for writing me, because this is the way that we grow. If teachers are teaching online and the students are getting injured, what is the point? And again, I tell you, teachers of yoga or any art need to have enough creativity to source your income, not only from the yoga. Because if you do that, these are times of terrible financial stress for you, because you did not anticipate it and you had all your attention and all your resources in one thing only. You need to diversify. So your yoga is something that you do out of love, not out of pressure, not out of stress. Because I feel a lot of anxiety in these teachers not trying to lose their students. Don't do that. Let them go, please. Let them go and have a pause. And in the meantime, maybe find creative ways of rearranging your life so you don't depend financially on yoga, because yoga is a privilege and an honor to teach it and also to receive it. And we need to be free in the relationship. It's like in a marriage, in a marriage, if you depend on your spouse financially, you're going to be in a bad spot. Each one of you needs to be independent so you can relate freely and you can just really give to each other from this space of awareness and love for each other, not of need. So as teachers, we don't need our students to survive. We love our students and we want to give to our students. And as students, we don't need our teachers, otherwise we cannot practice. Let go of that. Let go of that now. You are independent and you can do it on your own. That's my motto for my students. You are powerful. You can do it. I know all of my students in the world are practicing right now. I know it. I feel you. I see you. You don't need me to be there for you, but we have been together long enough and we have known each other that we are already moving forward. So the best, the best satisfaction for a teacher is to know that your students are independent. It's like with our children. We want to make our children independent. We don't want to make children that are always under our control, because in these times of change, children need to be confident in themselves. So many changes around the world are happening. So I really thank you, the 3 of you, for your inquiries, and I invite you to write me. Maybe my perspective is different from many others, but I do think these are times to pause. These are times to let go. These are times not to just act from need or from fear. These are times to be by ourselves, and that's the beauty and amazing gift of yoga. Thank you so much. Namaste.